The past 200 years in the West have seen staggering increases in wealth and economic opportunity. And yet, there have been no comparable increases in our level of happiness. Despite being so much richer than a few generations ago, we're often more anxious about our own importance and achievements than our grandparents were.
We only feel content when we compare ourselves to people who are like us, our friends and colleagues, our neighbours. In short, the sense of being a success is all relative.
We're liable to get extremely resentful if someone we think is basically just like us moves into a bigger house or gets a slightly better job. We most envy people who we take to be our equals. The best place to go to understand all this is the country where the idea of equality first took hold some 200 years ago, America. In 1776, America had a revolution which changed the world.
Help us to discover the secrets to our dream.
The new democracy abolished the rigid, class-based hierarchies of Europe.
Just say to yourself every day, it's possible.
From the first, this basic sense of equality energized America, but it also, quite unintentionally, increased Americans' anxieties about what their true place was. Their anxieties were destined to become our anxieties. The person who first and perhaps best understood the problem of modern equality was a young French aristocrat called Alexis de Tocqueville. In 1831, he came to America in order to study what he called the future shape and temperament of the world.
When de Tocqueville travelled to America, the Europe he was leaving behind was still essentially an aristocratic society, run along feudal lines. This was a world in which you tended to accept the status that you'd been born into. But in America, everything was different. This was a democracy, and here you could change your status according to your luck or your talent. De Tocqueville, writing about his journey, later wrote that what he'd come to see in America was the future, and what he saw when he got there left him both impressed and frightened for all of us.
De Tocqueville distilled the experiences of his 9-month journey into a book called Democracy in America. He foresaw the problems that would arise when the old social hierarchies based on class were abolished. There would be no limits to what we could legitimately expect from life.
De Tocqueville was struck at how wealthy ordinary Americans were. They enjoyed a standard of living far superior to that of their counterparts in old Europe. But de Tocqueville noticed something else, perhaps more interesting, that despite their affluence, they constantly wanted ever more and felt great envy at anyone who had something that they didn't.
America, the land of the free. Or at least that's how it was taught to me. Yeah, the right to liberty and justice for all. But they never told me that my bills would one day be 10 feet tall. We struggle trying to get out of debt every month, but why? While the only happiness we reach for is the items we can buy. Consumerism. It's the main focus. I can only ask why. Our society today is going in the wrong direction. But maybe there's a chance for correction.
We spend so much time on the hunt, but nothing ever quite does it for us. And we get so wrapped up in the hunt that it kind of makes us miserable.
Black Friday shopping mania is still playing out tonight at malls across America.
High hopes of saving some big bucks on those holiday gifts.
Stores filled to the brim.
In some cases, it did turn violent.
There's no question that what it means to have achieved the American dream has increased tremendously in material terms.
This is not something that just happened yesterday. This is something that has been sold to us over the past 100 years by those that want to make a whole lot of money.
Now that's what I call a good-looking car. You have this thing that you were obsessed about, but then the new version comes out, and now you no longer care about the one you have. In fact, the one you have is a source of dissatisfaction.
I don't know what the most common 3 words are in American homes. I don't know if it's I love you or if it's I want that.
As a society, we have been programmed to think that we need things to be happy. We have been tricked to think that we need the newest gadget or the newest pair of shoes to be fulfilled. However, this is a never-ending cycle. You see, it leaves us wanting only more and more, leading us into a perpetual scavenging hunt, searching for the next temporary endorphin release, only to find that something is still missing in our lives. One of the worst side effects of this is that our planet truly suffers. The trash just keeps piling up, and we are none the more emotionally satiated because of it.